Why do some people walk into a room and instantly become the center of gravity, while others disappear into the background? It's not looks. It's not money. It's not status. It's something deeper, an invisible force that makes people feel drawn to you, even before you speak. Some call it charm. Some call it presence. But those who study human behavior know the truth. It's a set of learnable habits, signals, and energies that anyone can develop. Most people think charisma is something you're born with. But the real secret is this. Charisma is a skill. Connection is a skill. Being unforgettable is a skill. And becoming a people magnet is fully within your control. There are patterns behind why certain people are trusted, admired, remembered, and loved. There are reasons why some people gain opportunities faster, build friendships easier, and influence others naturally. This audiobook will break those patterns down, one mindset at a time, one behavior at a time, one transformation at a time. By the end, you'll understand why people feel safe around certain individuals, the hidden science behind magnetic presence, how to make anyone feel seen and valued, the subtle communication habits that increase likability instantly, the energy shifts that make people gravitate toward you, and the lifelong traits that turn you into someone unforgettable. If you've ever felt invisible, overlooked, or simply not as charismatic as you want to be, this is your turning point. Let's begin shaping a version of you that people naturally want to be around. Chapter 1. The Foundation of Magnetic Presence. Before you become someone people are naturally drawn to, you must understand one powerful truth. Human connection begins before words ever appear. People feel you before they hear you. Every person carries an energy signature, a silent impression created by your posture, your emotional stability, your confidence, and your inner beliefs. You felt it before. Someone walks into a room, and without speaking, you immediately sense they are confident. Another person enters, and even though they say nothing, you can feel their anxiety. Some people lighten up the space. Others dim it. This is the starting point of becoming a people magnet. You must learn how to manage your inner energy before influencing your outer world. 1. Your energy determines your impact. People don't remember every word you speak, but they always remember how you made them feel. A people magnet radiates warmth, certainty, and calm. Not forced enthusiasm, not fake confidence, not pretending. True magnetic presence stems from an inner sense of groundedness, a calm assurance that says, I'm comfortable with myself, and you can feel comfortable around me too. This inner stability becomes the emotional anchor others instinctively trust. 2. Your body speaks before you do. Before you say hello, your body has already communicated a story about you. Magnetic people use this to their advantage. Notice how they walk with relaxed shoulders, hold eye contact softly, not aggressively, move slowly and intentionally, smile with genuine warmth, face people with openness. These subtle cues tell others, I am safe, I am confident, I am present. Your body is broadcasting whether someone should approach you or avoid you. The good news? You can reprogram these signals consciously. 3. Presence is more powerful than perfection. Most people aren't magnetic because their mind is everywhere except the present moment. They worry about how they look. They rehearse what to say next. They overthink the impression they are making. They try to perform rather than connect. Charismatic people do the opposite. Their power comes from stillness. They don't rush. They don't panic. They're fully grounded in the moment. And presence makes people feel deeply acknowledged, something rare in today's distracted world. When someone feels fully seen, they automatically feel drawn to you. 4. Emotional control creates emotional gravity. People gravitate towards emotional consistency. Someone who is stable instead of reactive, calm instead of chaotic, composed instead of easily triggered, instantly becomes a source of psychological safety. This is why emotionally intelligent individuals naturally attract others. Their presence is soothing. People subconsciously think, I can be myself around you. And this becomes one of the strongest magnetic forces in human interaction. 5. Self-respect shapes how others treat you. The way you speak to yourself, the way you hold yourself, the way you value yourself. All of it becomes the blueprint that others follow. You teach people how to treat you through your boundaries, your standards, your tone, your posture, your reactions. A people magnet doesn't chase approval or beg for attention. They don't shrink themselves for validation. They don't pretend to be smaller to make others comfortable. Their self-respect is quiet but undeniable. Others feel it and respond with admiration. 6. First impressions aren't everything, but they matter. People often repeat the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover. Yet human psychology works differently. We all create instant impressions within the first seconds based on openness, warmth, confidence, relaxation, eye contact, presence. A people magnet doesn't seek to impress. They seek to connect. Your goal isn't perfection. Your goal is alignment. Your inner beliefs and outer energy working together. 7. The start of your transformation. This chapter sets the foundation. To attract others, you must first attract yourself. Your mindset, energy, presence, and emotional stability form the silent language others respond to. Once you master your inner world, every interaction becomes easier. From here, we will build skills such as how to be instantly likable, how to make people feel special, how to hold conversations that captivate, how to build connection quickly, how to leave an unforgettable impression, how to become someone people genuinely want around. Your transformation into a people magnet starts here with awareness, intention, and the willingness to reshape how you show up in every moment. Chapter 2. The Science of Instant Likability. Becoming a people magnet isn't about acting fake, forcing charm, or memorizing scripts. It's about understanding the psychology behind human attraction, the subtle principles that make someone instantly likable. Most people think likability is random, that some people are born charismatic while others aren't. But the truth is far simpler. People like people who make them feel good about themselves. Not impressed, not intimidated, not entertained, just good. Chapter 2 reveals exactly how to create this effect naturally. 1. Warmth before competence. Many people try to impress others by showcasing their skills, achievements, or intelligence. But this approach often backfires, making them seem cold, intimidating, unapproachable, ego-driven. Research shows people judge others on 2 core traits. Warmth. Are you friendly? Are you safe? Competence. Can I respect you? Can I trust you? Here's the trick. Warmth must come first. People only care about your competence after they feel connected to your warmth. This is why people magnets are friendly before impressive, human before exceptional. 2. The power of easy smiles. A smile is the simplest charisma tool, yet the most misunderstood. Most people either fake smile, smile too intensely, smile for too long, or barely smile at all. A people magnet uses the soft, brief, welcoming smile, the kind that says, I see you. I respect you. You're safe with me. It's not a wide grin. It's not a forced expression. It's a micro-expression of warmth. This tiny gesture opens people up instantly. 3. The law of emotional contagion. Humans subconsciously mirror the emotional energy of the person in front of them. This means, if you're anxious, others feel anxious. If you're calm, others relax. If you're confident, others become more confident around you. If you're joyful, others lighten up. This is emotional contagion, and mastering it makes you magnetic. A people magnet doesn't wait for others to set the emotional tone. They lead it. Your emotions spread. Make them worth catching. 4. The magic of microvalidation. People crave to feel seen, acknowledged, understood, accepted, not praised, not flattered, not complimented excessively, just acknowledged. People magnets sprinkle subtle micro-validations throughout conversation like, "That makes sense. I get why you'd feel that way. I hear you. I appreciate that." These tiny acknowledgments make people feel safe opening up, and they associate that safety with you. 5. The art of being relatable. Connection doesn't come from perfection. It comes from relatability. People avoid those who seem too perfect, too polished, too stiff. Magnetic people have a relaxed, authentic energy. They don't hide their humanity. They don't pretend they've never made mistakes. They share small vulnerabilities like a frustration, a relatable weakness, a small embarrassing moment, something they learned the hard way. Not trauma dumps, not seeking pity, just authentic humanness. This disarms people and creates instant connection. 6. The you first rule. Most people talk to be interesting. People magnets talk to be interested. They focus on asking good questions, being curious, listening actively, making others feel important. Because here's the truth. People don't fall in love with you. They fall in love with how they feel around you. When you make people feel seen and heard, they naturally want more of you. 7. The small details that change the whole interaction. To become instantly likable, focus on the micro details. Slight nodding to show engagement. Turning your body fully toward someone. Not cutting them off mid-sentence. Using their name occasionally. Speaking slowly and calmly. Keeping your tone relaxed. These tiny behaviors create a huge emotional effect. Humans respond more to micro cues than grand gestures. 8. Likability isn't about being nice. Many people confuse likability with niceness. Niceness is passive. Likability is active. Nice people avoid conflict. Likable people handle conflict with warmth. Nice people seek approval. Likable people create mutual respect. Nice people say yes to please everyone. Likable people set boundaries with kindness. Charisma is not being overly agreeable. It's being emotionally centered and socially intelligent. 9. The beginning of your magnetic aura. Chapter 2 teaches a crucial lesson. Being likable is a skill, not a personality trait. You do not need to change who you are. You need to understand how humans connect and then align your behavior with those principles. With warmth, present energy, and emotional intelligence, you become someone people naturally want around because you make them feel safe, seen, heard, respected, and that is the foundation of magnetic attraction. Chapter 3. The First Impression Code. People decide how they feel about you within seconds, often before you speak, before you think, and long before you get the chance to explain who you really are. In this chapter, we break down the mechanics of those crucial first moments. Because becoming a people magnet starts with mastering the energy you introduce to the world. This chapter teaches you how to create a powerful, trustworthy, warm first impression every time. Naturally, confidently, effortlessly. 1. The first 3-second rule. Before words, before gestures, before personality. People read your posture, your facial expression, your emotional vibe, your level of confidence, your intention, and they do it instantly. In the first 3 seconds, the human brain sorts you into categories. Safe or unsafe, leader or follower, confident or insecure, approachable or distant, high value or low value. You don't get to choose whether this judgment happens, but you do get to decide what they judge. And people magnets understand this. 2. Your entry energy sets the tone. Every time you enter a room, you carry an emotional frequency. That energy is louder than your words. There are only 2 types of people. People who drain the room and people who lift the room. Your goal is never to perform, but to carry the type of relaxed, confident energy that makes others feel good simply because you arrived. This doesn't mean being loud. It doesn't mean being the center of attention. It means being grounded, calm, present, warm, self-secure. People feel emotional stability and they gravitate toward it. 3. The power of open presence. Your posture is the first message your body broadcasts. Closed posture sends insecurity, nervousness, disinterest, defensiveness. Open posture sends confidence, respect, approachability, leadership. Open presence is simple. Uncrossed arms, shoulders relaxed, chest open, chin slightly up, feet shoulder-width apart. Movement smooth, not jittery. This posture says, I am grounded, I am comfortable, I am safe to approach. People trust you before they even know you. 4. Eyes that show confidence, not intimidation. Eye contact is one of the strongest nonverbal signals, but it's also the easiest to misuse. Too little, you seem insecure. Too intense, you seem aggressive. The magnetic balance is soft, steady eye contact, the kind that says, I'm listening, I respect you, I'm present, I'm confident. The secret is to look with warmth, not tension. Don't stare. Don't look away too quickly. Don't dart your eyes nervously. Just hold the gaze long enough to show presence, then relax. This single behavior can change your entire aura. 5. The subtle art of a warm greeting. People magnets don't wait for others to approach. They greet first, but gently. A warm greeting isn't about volume. It's about intention. It could be as simple as a small smile, a slight nod, a quiet, hey, good to see you, a calm, steady tone. This shows confidence, social intelligence, comfort in your own skin, respect for the other person. Even strangers feel this. People remember those who acknowledge them politely and genuinely. 6. The 1% rule of charisma. Here's something most people don't know. You don't need massive charisma to be magnetic. Just a small shift, 1% more warmth, 1% more presence, 1% more confidence, changes everything. Humans notice micro improvements, a slightly better posture, a slightly more relaxed face, a slightly more controlled voice, a slightly more grounded presence. These tiny upgrades multiply over time. People don't respond to dramatic transformations. They respond to small, consistent signals of self-assurance. 7. The emotional mirror effect. People subconsciously copy the emotional tone of the person they're interacting with. If you appear calm, they feel calm. Relaxed, they feel relaxed. Interested, they feel valued. Confident, they feel safe. Authentic, they trust you. Your internal state becomes their internal state. That's why first impressions matter. They set the emotional foundation for the entire interaction. 8. The silent respect principle. Respect is magnetic. You show respect through not interrupting, turning your body towards someone, letting them finish their thoughts, speaking in a calm tone, listening without rushing, acknowledging their contribution. You don't need flashy charisma when your presence itself feels respectful. People remember how you made them feel, and the feeling of being respected is unforgettable. 9. Authenticity is the soul of the first impression. The final piece is authenticity. People magnets aren't trying to impress. They aren't performing. They aren't pretending. They're simply carrying the best version of their natural self. Calm, warm, grounded, human. Authentic presence is rare, and that's why it's magnetic. When people sense that you are real, they relax. When they sense you aren't trying too hard, they trust you. When they sense you're comfortable being you, they become comfortable being themselves. And that is the beginning of true connection. Chapter 4. The energy that attracts. How to become unforgettable. If the first impression is the spark, then your energy is the flame that people feel, remember, and are drawn back to. Becoming a people magnet isn't about being loud, funny, or socially perfect. It's about mastering the emotional frequency you carry, the atmosphere you create simply by being present. Some people walk into a room and instantly change the social temperature. Others disappear into the background even if they look good, speak well, or try hard. This chapter reveals why and how you can cultivate the kind of energy people crave. 1. Your energy speaks before you do. Every person emits an emotional tone. Some feel heavy, some feel cold, some feel chaotic, some feel neutral, and a rare few feel calm, stable, warm, and strong. That last group, those are the people magnets. Your energy is a blend of your emotional state, your self-esteem, your body language, your thoughts, your level of inner peace. People read all of this instantly, unconsciously, and decide how to respond. They don't react to your words. They react to your vibe. 2. Calm confidence is the most attractive energy. The most magnetic people share one thing. They're calm inside themselves. Not numb, not emotionless, not cold. Calm. People trust calm energy. People confide in calm energy. People feel safe around calm energy. Calm confidence says, I'm not threatened. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm in control of my emotions. I respect myself. I respect you. In chaotic environments, calm people stand out. In tense moments, calm people lead. In social situations, calm people become the anchors everyone gravitates to. 3. Warmth makes you instantly lovable. Confidence attracts attention, but warmth attracts hearts. Warmth is conveyed through your tone, your facial expression, your eye contact, the softness of your presence, your willingness to listen, your lack of social pressure, your genuine interest in others. Warmth is not being overly friendly or fake. It's simply making people feel valued, welcome, safe, comfortable. People don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel. Warmth is what makes your presence memorable. 4. Emotional stability equals social gravity. People are drawn to those who are emotionally consistent. You don't swing from mood to mood. You don't panic, overreact, or crumble. You don't drain the room with negativity. You don't try to dominate with loudness or force. Instead, you hold a stable center. This creates social gravity, a natural pull that makes people gravitate toward you because you feel grounded, you feel reliable, you feel emotionally safe, you feel balanced. People are stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, overstimulated. When someone offers a stable emotional presence, they become rare, refreshing, and deeply attractive. 5. The deadly mistake, trying too hard. Nothing repels people faster than desperation, pushiness, or overeagerness. People magnets never beg for attention, over-explain themselves, try to dominate the conversation, perform for approval, chase validation, rush connection, overshare to fill silence. They don't try to force connection. They simply allow it. Trying too hard creates tension. Comfort creates attraction. If you need people to like you, they can feel it, and they pull away. If you're secure in yourself, they lean in. 6. The magnetic power of being hard to rattle. Unshakable people leave an impact, not because they're cold, but because they're centered. No matter who walks into the room, no matter what energy others bring, no matter what is happening socially, you hold your energy. This makes people think. They're different. They're strong. They're grounded. I respect them. I feel safe around them. People follow emotional leadership, and emotional leadership comes from being steady while others are chaotic. 7. The hidden truth. People feel your self-respect. Your energy is a reflection of your relationship with yourself. When you respect yourself, your energy says, I don't beg. I don't chase. I don't shrink. I don't apologize for existing. I don't pretend. I don't tolerate disrespect. This is what creates natural boundaries without saying a word. People feel your worth. People feel your standards. People feel your self-belief. You never have to announce your value. Your energy does it for you. 8. Presence, the most magnetic trait of all. Most people aren't really present. They're on their phones. They're thinking of what to say next. They're distracted. They're insecure. They're mentally elsewhere. When someone is truly present, fully engaged, deeply attentive, grounded in the moment, it's rare. And rare equals valuable. Presence tells people, I'm here with you. I'm listening. You matter in this moment. I'm not comparing, judging, or rushing. Presence is the highest form of respect, and respect is magnetic. 9. Your energy is your identity in motion. You can dress better. You can speak better. You can look better. You can memorize social skills and tips. But if your energy is off, nothing works. Your energy is the summary of how you see yourself, how you treat yourself, how you carry yourself, how you handle your emotions, how you respond to the world, how much inner peace you have. Improve these, and your whole energy transforms. And when your energy transforms, people's reactions to you transform. Because becoming a people magnet isn't about changing your personality. It's about elevating your presence. Chapter 5. The Art of Emotional Mirroring. How to make anyone feel instantly connected to you. If energy is the broadcast you send into the world, then emotional mirroring is the bridge that brings people closer to you. This is one of the most powerful skills in human connection. It's subtle, silent, and almost invisible. But once you master it, you can create deep rapport with anyone, anywhere, without forcing, faking, or chasing. Emotional mirroring is not manipulation. It is understanding and matching someone's emotional state so they feel seen, heard, and understood at a level most people never reach. This chapter will teach you how to connect in a way that feels natural, effortless, and magnetic. 1. Why emotional mirroring works like magic. Every human has one core desire: to feel understood, not judged, not analyzed, not corrected, just understood. When a person feels you get me, they automatically trust you more, open up faster, feel safer around you, find you more likable, remember you longer, want to be near you. Emotional mirroring signals to their nervous system: you're safe here. You belong. I see you. This is the fastest way to build instant connection. 2. The 3 layers of mirroring. To become a people magnet, you must learn to mirror on 3 levels. A. Emotional mirroring. This means matching the emotion behind the person's words. If they're excited, you match enthusiasm. If they're serious, you match seriousness. If they're calm, you stay calm. If they're stressed, you become stable and grounded. Not overly exaggerated. Not fake. Just aligned. B. Tonal mirroring. Everyone has a rhythm in their voice. Some speak fast. Some speak slow. Some are soft. Some are expressive. Matching their tone creates psychological comfort. Your communication becomes smooth, gentle, and familiar, making them feel instantly connected to you. C. Body language mirroring. People trust those who mirror them. If they lean slightly forward, you lightly lean forward. If they sit relaxed, you relax. If they're animated, you allow more movement. If they're contained, you reduce movement. Again, subtle, natural, unforced. Done correctly, the person feels. You get me. You match me. I feel good around you. 3. Matching the emotion, not the exact behavior. The biggest mistake people make is copying behavior literally. Mirroring is not. Copying gestures, mimicking every move, trying too hard, acting like a robot, playing Simon Says. Mirroring is emotional alignment. If they're frustrated, you don't get frustrated. You become calm and supportive. If they're excited, you don't outdo them. You meet their energy. If they're tired, you don't become lifeless. You soften your intensity. The goal is comfort, not cloning. 4. The warm mirror. The secret to making people love talking to you. A warm mirror means you do 2 things at the same time. You match their emotional state. You add a slight layer of calm warmth on top. This is incredibly powerful because if they're anxious, your warmth soothes them. If they're angry, your warmth diffuses them. If they're shy, your warmth invites them. If they're excited, your warmth stabilizes connection. People feel emotionally regulated around you. You become the person who makes people feel better just by being there. This is rare, and rare is magnetic. 5. The deep listening effect. People don't fall in love with the loudest person in the room. They fall in love with the one who makes them feel heard. Deep listening means you're present, you're engaged, you're not preparing your next line, you're not distracted, you're not waiting to talk, you're not checking your phone, you're not rushing or interrupting. When someone is speaking, they should feel like, in this moment, I matter. Most people today don't receive this kind of attention. So when they do, they're drawn to it instantly. 6. Giving back their words without sounding repetitive. Humans love hearing their own thoughts reflected back. It makes them feel validated. You do this by summarizing, rephrasing, clarifying, reflecting their emotion. For example, them, work has been overwhelming lately. You, sounds like you've been carrying a lot recently. Them, I'm excited but nervous about this opportunity. You, it makes sense. It's a big step and you want to get it right. Them, I don't know if I made the right decision. You, it's normal to second guess something important. This creates instant emotional closeness. 7. Knowing when not to mirror. Mirroring is powerful, but only when used correctly. Never mirror when someone is being rude, someone is being aggressive, someone is trying to dominate, someone is being disrespectful, someone is trying to provoke you. In those moments, you don't mirror the emotion. You mirror the boundary. Calm, confident, detached, unbothered. This shows you're not controlled by someone else's emotional state. It commands respect without saying a word. 8. How mirroring makes you addictively likable. When you mirror someone correctly, they feel understood, comfortable, safe, seen, validated, relaxed, appreciated. This makes you a person they naturally want to be around, want to talk to, want to open up to, feel good near, trust deeply. You become associated with positive emotions. And humans are drawn to people who make them feel good. That's the essence of being a people magnet. 9. The mirror that works even in silence. Mirroring goes beyond words. If someone is quiet, you stay quiet and warm. If someone is thoughtful, you give space. If someone pauses, you pause with them. If someone is reflective, you soften your pace. Silence becomes connection, not awkwardness. This is mastery. 10. The ultimate goal of mirroring. Not to manipulate, not to perform, not to pretend, but to show the other person, I'm here with you. I understand you. I accept you as you are. When people feel understood, they feel connected. When they feel connected, they feel safe. When they feel safe, they open up emotionally. This is the foundation of deep relationships, friendships, networking, attraction, everything. Mirroring makes you unforgettable. Chapter 6. The Power of Social Gravity. How to pull people toward you without chasing. Some people walk into a room and instantly draw attention. Not because they're the loudest, not because they're the most attractive, not because they're trying too hard. They just have something, a quiet pull, a natural presence, an energy that makes others curious. This invisible force is called social gravity. It's the ability to attract people without effort, to make others move toward you instead of you moving toward them, to be the person everyone notices even when you're not trying. This chapter breaks down how to build that powerful presence from the inside out. 1. The law of non-chase. Nothing repels people faster than desperation, and nothing attracts people quicker than calm confidence. Social gravity begins with this simple principle. Stop chasing connection. Start inviting it. Instead of forcing conversation, trying to impress, over-explaining, filling every silence, seeking approval, over-giving attention, you allow things to come to you. People respect what feels selective. They chase what feels scarce. They value what doesn't beg for validation. You become magnetic the moment you stop trying to be magnetic. 2. The anchor effect. being the calmest person in the room. People gravitate towards stability. Someone who doesn't panic, doesn't overreact, doesn't rush, doesn't crumble under pressure, doesn't need attention, doesn't compete for validation. This calmness makes you the emotional anchor in any group. When everyone else's energy moves up and down, yours stays centered. People are naturally drawn to the person who makes them feel grounded. You become the safe energy in chaotic spaces, and that is incredibly attractive. 3. The power of stillness. Stillness is presence. Most people fidget, overmove, talk too fast, try to fill silence, appear restless, appear uncertain. Stillness shows confidence. It tells the world, I'm comfortable with myself. I don't need to perform. I don't need approval. This doesn't mean being stiff. It means being intentional. When you move with purpose. When you speak clearly. When you pause with strength. Stillness makes every action more powerful. It creates space for others to lean toward you. 4. Controlled warmth, the balance that pulls people in. There are two types of people. Those who are warm but overwhelming, and those who are distant but intimidating. Social gravity exists in the perfect middle. Soft and warm, but controlled. Warmth says, I'm safe. I'm open. You can talk to me. Control says, but you must come to me with respect. This duality makes you extremely appealing because you create comfort and challenge at the same time. People feel drawn to you because you're approachable, but not desperate. Kind, but not easily used. Friendly, but not clingy. This balance is rare, and rare is magnetic. 5. The speech pattern of magnetic people. People with strong social gravity have a unique way of speaking. They speak slowly enough to be heard clearly. They don't rush to fill silence. They pause for impact. They emphasize key words. They don't repeat themselves unnecessarily. They speak with intention, not insecurity. This creates the sense that their words matter. People lean in when you speak like this, not because you're louder, but because you're grounded. Your voice becomes a presence instead of noise. 6. The subtle smile technique. A small, controlled smile is more powerful than a full grin. Why? Because a soft smile feels confident, feels genuine, feels calm, suggests depth, creates curiosity, makes others wonder what you're thinking. A calm smile signals, I'm good with myself. I don't need anything from you, but I'm open to connection. That's irresistible energy. 7. The power of being selective. People gravitate toward what feels valuable. If you give everyone unlimited access to your attention, your presence loses weight. Selective doesn't mean arrogant or rude. It means having standards. It means choosing who you engage with, protecting your energy, not giving attention to negativity, not forcing chemistry, not oversharing, not trying to impress everyone. When people feel like your attention has to be earned, it becomes more meaningful. And when your attention is meaningful, people want it more. 8. The I see you effect. True social magnetism comes from the ability to make people feel seen, not in a dramatic or intense way, but in a subtle, grounded way. You do this by holding eye contact just a moment longer, slightly softening your expression when someone speaks, remembering small details, noticing emotional shifts, giving undivided attention in short moments. When someone feels truly seen, they feel drawn to you, sometimes instantly. You become someone who gets people, and people are addicted to being understood. 9. Presence, not performance. You build social gravity by showing up as yourself, fully, not as a character, not as an act. Performance pushes people away. Presence pulls people in. Presence means you're in the moment. Your mind isn't scattered. You're connected to your body. You're listening, not rehearsing. You're relaxed, not tense. People can feel it when you're real. Authenticity has weight. Performance has noise. You want weight. 10. the ultimate secret of social gravity. Magnetic people don't try to be liked. They try to be aligned. Aligned with their values, their energy, their standards, their boundaries, their purpose. When you're aligned, you give off a powerful message without saying a word. I know who I am. People crave that. They respect that. They follow that. Social gravity is not about chasing attention. It's about becoming someone worth paying attention to. Chapter 7. The Science of Likability. How to make people feel good in your presence. If you've ever met someone and instantly felt comfortable, energized, or strangely drawn to them, it wasn't an accident. Likability isn't luck. It isn't genetic. It isn't something some people just have. It's a science, a predictable set of behaviors that almost anyone can learn. And when you master these behaviors, you stop hoping people will like you. You become the kind of person they naturally want to be around. This chapter breaks down the psychological foundations of likability and how to apply them effortlessly. 1. The human need that makes you naturally magnetic. Every single person you interact with, no matter their background, personality, or status, has one deep emotional desire. The desire to feel important. Not in a bragging way, not in an ego-driven way, but in a simple human way. I want to feel valued. I want to feel heard. I want to matter. People are drawn to those who give them this feeling. You become a people magnet when your presence makes others feel more confident, more understood, more themselves. And the beautiful part? You don't have to flatter, fake, or manipulate. You simply have to notice people. Notice their effort. Notice their emotion. Notice their uniqueness. This is the foundation of natural likability. 2. The effortless compliment technique. Most compliments fall flat because they are too generic, too obvious, too self-serving, too predictable. You look nice today is forgettable. But here's what works. Compliments about qualities, not appearance. For example, you think very clearly. You communicate with confidence. Your consistency impresses me. You have a calming energy. These stick because they speak to identity, not vanity. And when you reinforce someone's identity, they feel seen, and seen is magnetic. 3. The echo technique, the fastest way to make someone feel understood. This technique has nothing to do with repeating someone's words. It's about echoing their emotion. If someone says, "I'm exhausted, it's been a long week," a weak response is, "Oh yeah, same." A magnetic response is, "Sounds like you've been carrying a lot lately." Look at the difference. One response ignores the emotion. The other acknowledges the emotion. People feel connected to you when they feel emotionally recognized. It's simple, it's subtle, but it's incredibly powerful. 4. The power of curiosity. Ask questions that go deeper. The average conversation is shallow. How are you? Good. How about you? Same. This creates zero connection. People magnets ask better questions. What's something you're excited about lately? What's been challenging you recently? What project are you enjoying the most right now? What's something you learned this week? These questions do one thing extremely well. They make people open up. And opening up builds connection. Connection creates attraction. Attraction builds influence. 5. Listening with your face, not just your ears. Most people listen with their ears. Magnetic people listen with their presence. You show this through soft eye contact, a relaxed jaw, a slightly forward-leaning posture, subtle nodding, open body language. These cues send a message. I'm here with you. I care about what you're saying. When someone feels deeply listened to, they associate you with comfort, trust, and warmth. You become unforgettable. 6. The positive emotional signature. Every person leaves behind an emotional footprint. Some people leave tension, stress, awkwardness, negativity, self-doubt. Magnetic people leave clarity, calm, lightness, confidence, uplifted energy. People don't remember your words. They remember how you made them feel. Your emotional signature becomes your attraction signal. And the key to mastering this? Choose your emotional baseline. Instead of reacting to people's energy, you set the energy. Be the calm one. Be the grounded one. Be the warm one. Be the composed one. This emotional consistency is rare, and rarity is magnetic. 7. Unapologetic authenticity. Here is the truth. People are not drawn to perfect people. They are drawn to real people. Imperfections aren't unattractive. They are relatable. People magnets know how to be honest, humble, human, expressive, at ease with themselves. Authenticity creates safety. Safety creates connection. Connection creates attraction. And attraction is the essence of being a people magnet. 8. The subtle art of emotional mirroring. Mirroring doesn't mean copying someone. It means matching their emotional tone. If someone is excited, you elevate your energy slightly. If someone is calm, you soften your presence. If someone is stressed, you slow your pace. This signals, I'm aligned with you. I understand you. People trust those who feel emotionally in sync. It's not manipulation. It's empathy in motion. 9. The secret ingredient, self-validation. Here's the truth that flips everything. You become more likable when you stop needing to be liked. People are naturally drawn to those who validate themselves, trust themselves, don't seek approval, don't over-explain, don't over-apologize, don't try too hard to impress. Self-validating people feel lighter, easier to be around, magnetic by default, because they give off the energy. I'm comfortable with myself. I'm happy if you stay. I'm fine if you don't. This confidence creates desire instead of pressure. 10. The likability loop, how it becomes automatic. Once you master this chapter, a powerful loop begins. You make people feel good. They enjoy being around you. They treat you better. You get more social confidence. You act even more magnetic. More people are drawn to you. This positive loop starts slow, but once it's running, it becomes unstoppable. This is how ordinary people become unforgettable. This is how you become a people magnet. Chapter 8. Social gravity. How to pull people toward you without chasing anyone. There's a point in your transformation where you stop trying to impress people, and people start naturally gravitating toward you. This chapter is about building social gravity, the invisible pull that makes people pay attention, lean in, and want to be part of your world without you saying a word. Most people chase attention. People magnets attract it. Let's break down exactly how that happens. 1. The law of social energy. What you put out comes back stronger. Every room has an emotional ecosystem. When you enter, you add something to it. Calm or chaos, openness or tension, warmth or insecurity, confidence or doubt. And here's the secret. People respond to your emotional energy before they respond to your words. If your energy is rushed, needy, or restless, you send a message. Please like me. If your energy is grounded, composed, and relaxed, you send the message. I'm secure in myself. Human psychology is simple. People gravitate towards stability. People move away from neediness. This is the foundation of social gravity. 2. The presence principle. Be where you are. Most people never fully show up. Their minds are reviewing the past, worrying about impressions, predicting reactions, overanalyzing their presence. But magnetic people live in the moment. They listen fully. They stand still. They give their attention generously. They aren't in a hurry to speak. They aren't waiting to prove something. This creates an unusual level of presence. And presence is attractive because it is rare. When someone looks at you and feels like you're actually with them, not half distracted, not calculating, not anxious, their mind says, this person feels different. That difference is social gravity. 3. Non-reactivity, the root of quiet power. One of the strongest forms of attraction is calm in a world of urgency. Most people react instantly to tension, to criticism, to social pressure, to awkward moments, to silence. But people with social gravity don't react. They respond. and they respond slowly, not because they're unsure, but because they're in control. When you pause before responding, you signal, I'm emotionally stable. I am confident in myself. I won't be rushed into insecurity. This calmness makes others slow down around you. Your energy regulates theirs. That's what leaders do. That's what magnetic people do. 4. Emotional independence, the end of neediness. Here's a truth that transforms your social life instantly. You cannot attract what you emotionally depend on. When you depend on approval, you lose attraction. When you depend on validation, you lose power. When you depend on attention, you lose influence. Social gravity comes from emotional independence. I want connection, but I don't need it to feel whole. This single shift removes social anxiety, dissolves awkwardness, increases confidence, builds effortless charisma, and, paradoxically, the moment you stop needing people, people start wanting you. 5. The micro behaviors that make you irresistible. These tiny actions create massive attraction. You smile slowly, not instantly. Instant smiles look forced. Slow smiles look confident. You maintain calm eye contact, not staring, not avoiding, just present. You move with intention. No fidgeting, no rushing, just controlled, smooth movement. You speak with pauses. Pauses create authority. Pauses show comfort. Pauses build presence. These micro signals tell the brain, this person is secure. Security is magnetic. 6. The I choose mindset. Reclaim your power. Most people enter social situations with a silent fear. I hope they like me. This mindset gives away your power. People magnets walk in with a different mentality. I will decide who I connect with. This doesn't make you arrogant. It makes you selective. And selectiveness creates value. People naturally want what isn't instantly available. Not because of games, but because of psychology. You choose your connections. You choose your circle. You choose your attention. This self-respect attracts respect. 7. The vibe of abundance. Scarcity repels. Abundance attracts. Scarcity says, I don't get many opportunities. I need to impress you. Abundance says, I trust myself. I know I'll meet the right people. I don't chase, I attract. This mindset makes your presence feel open, not desperate. People sense the difference instantly. 8. Projecting quiet confidence. Quiet confidence isn't showy. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's the calm knowing of who you are. You communicate it through unhurried movements, relaxed posture, measured speech, comfortable silence, self-assured tone. Quiet confidence whispers, I am enough. And that whisper speaks louder than any performance. 9. How social gravity grows over time. Social gravity compounds. The more you practice, presence, calmness, independence, confidence, emotional awareness, the more natural these qualities become. Eventually, people will start saying, you feel different. I like your energy. You're so easy to talk to. I feel calmer around you. These are signs your social gravity is working. 10. The transformation. Social gravity takes you from anxious calm, overlooked noticed, forgettable memorable, reactive composed, approval seeking self-validating, chasing attracting. And once you reach this level, something powerful happens. People start treating you differently because your energy pulls them in. You become the kind of person others want to follow, learn from, and stay connected to. This is the beginning of true social mastery. Chapter 9. Social Influence. How to shape interactions without force. There comes a stage in becoming a people magnet where you move beyond attracting people and step into influencing them, not through manipulation, not through pressure, not through dominance, but through presence, clarity, and emotional intelligence. This chapter will show you how to subtly shape conversations, guide energy, and positively influence the people around you without ever raising your voice or forcing your will. This is the level where charisma becomes leadership. Let's dive in. 1. The power of emotional leadership. Here's a truth most people don't realize. In any interaction, someone leads emotionally, and someone follows. For example, in conflict, whoever stays calm controls the tone. In conversation, whoever listens deeper guides the direction. In groups, whoever is most grounded stabilizes the atmosphere. To influence others, you must learn to lead with your emotional state, not by reacting to the environment, but by setting the environment. Influence begins with stability. When you are steady, others align around your energy. This is the essence of emotional leadership. 2. Influence through certainty, the magnetic force of clarity. People follow those who appear clear and grounded. Not the loudest, not the flashiest, not the most dramatic, but the most certain. Certainty isn't arrogance. Certainty is clarity. When you speak with calm conviction, clear intention, grounded tone, steady pace, people naturally lean in. Certainty creates safety. Safety creates trust. Trust creates influence. This is why your words matter less than the energy behind them. When you speak with clarity, you guide the interaction. 3. The subtle art of holding space. People with social influence create a field of comfort around them. This is known as holding space. The ability to let others speak, feel, and express themselves without judgment. It involves listening fully, removing distractions, staying relaxed, allowing silence, staying emotionally neutral. When people feel safe to open up, they naturally attach to the one who created that safety. Holding space doesn't mean staying quiet. It means being present enough that the other person feels heard. Few people can do this well. Those who can have extraordinary influence. 4. The psychological advantage of calm communication. Calm communication is one of the strongest forms of influence. Here's why. Calmness lowers others' anxiety. Calmness signals confidence. Calmness slows down escalation. Calmness makes your words heavier. Calmness forces people to match your pace. Your calmness becomes contagious. People subconsciously adapt to the emotional tone of the most stable person in the room. That person can be you. 5. Nonverbal leadership. Influence without words. Your body speaks long before your voice does. If you want subtle influence, your nonverbal presence must communicate. I am grounded. I am composed. I am in control of myself. Here are high-influence signals. Stillness. People associate stillness with strength. Fidgeting signals insecurity. Relaxed shoulders and open posture. This shows you're confident and approachable. Steady eye contact. Not forceful, just present. Measure breath. Your breathing sets the pace of the interaction. Slow gestures. Slow movements equals calm mind. Fast movements equals anxious mind. These signals shape how people respond to you. Without a single word, you're already influencing the direction. 6. The law of framing. How you define the interaction. Every conversation is shaped by a frame. The underlying perspective that gives meaning to the interaction. For example, if you frame something as a problem, people feel stressed. If you frame it as an opportunity, people feel hopeful. If you frame a disagreement as a misunderstanding, tension dissolves. If you frame it as a personal attack, conflict escalates. People magnets master framing. They set the tone before someone else does. Influence is lost when you fall into someone else's frame. Influence is gained when you confidently establish your own. 7. Compassion as a strategy, the soft power everyone feels. Never underestimate the influence of genuine compassion. Magnetic people understand this. People follow those who make them feel understood. Compassion isn't weakness. It's strategic strength. When you show understanding, patience, empathy, emotional warmth, people become more open to your guidance. Compassion increases influence because it builds emotional loyalty. People trust those who care. 8. Control the questions, control the conversation. One of the simplest forms of influence? Ask better questions. Whoever asks the questions directs. The topic, the emotional direction, the clarity, the tone, the depth, the pace. For example, instead of asking, "What's wrong?" ask, "What's been on your mind lately?" Questions shape perspectives. Questions guide decisions. Questions influence outcomes. Become the person who asks thoughtful questions. Your influence will quietly increase. 9. The echo technique, the easiest influence skill. This strategy is subtle but incredibly powerful. Reflect back the key emotion or word the other person uses. Example, person, "I'm frustrated with how slow things are moving." You slow? Person, "Yeah, it feels like nothing's progressing and I'm stuck waiting." By echoing the key word, you show active listening. You gain clarification. You guide the deeper conversation. You build connection. You influence emotional direction. This tiny technique builds trust instantly. People feel understood, and understanding increases influence. 10. The highest form of influence, being unmoved. At this level, influence becomes effortless. The highest form of influence is the ability to remain unshaken in any situation. This doesn't mean being cold or emotionless. It means you don't get triggered. You don't react impulsively. You don't take things personally. You don't let others' moods control you. When people see that you remain centered, even in conflict, chaos, pressure, or high emotion, they naturally follow the strongest emotional anchor in the room. That anchor is you. The transformation. By mastering subtle influence, you become respected, trusted, admired, listened to, followed, not because you demand it, but because your presence inspires it. Social influence is not about controlling people. It's about controlling yourself so deeply that others feel safe aligning with you. This is the level where people magnets evolve into social leaders. Chapter 10. Becoming magnetic without losing yourself. There's one final truth about becoming a people magnet, the kind of truth most books and influencers skip. It's this. Magnetism isn't about attracting everyone. It's about attracting the right people by becoming the best, calmest, clearest version of yourself. Let's break this down into a chapter that closes the journey with confidence and clarity. 1. The power of authentic presence. People are drawn to someone who feels comfortable being themselves. Not perfect, not loud, not ultra-confident, just comfortable. Why? Because most people are constantly tense, worried, or trying to perform. When you act like you're allowed to be human, you give others permission to feel safe being human around you too. And that is magnetic. How to build authentic presence. Speak at a calm pace, not rushed. Stop apologizing for existing. Let silence breathe. Don't panic between sentences. Sit or stand with open posture, not defensive or closed. Make eye contact long enough to show attention, not long enough to intimidate. These tiny habits change how the world feels around you. 2. The secret of selective energy. Magnetic people don't try to impress everyone. They invest their energy in genuine conversations, meaningful connections, aligned friendships, people who respect their effort. When you stop chasing approval and start choosing where your energy goes, people begin to value you more. Why? Because humans instinctively respect what isn't begging for attention. To practice. If someone gives short replies, don't force the conversation. If someone is rude, step back, not emotionally but calmly. If someone makes you anxious every time you talk, that's a sign to create distance. Your energy isn't free. It's a signal. Protect it. 3. Leaving a memory wherever you go. People don't remember your outfit, your hairstyle, your jokes. They remember how you made them feel. To leave a positive imprint, be the person who listens longer than others. Notice small details and mention them. You explain that really clearly. Say people's names. It makes them feel seen. Smile with your eyes, not just your mouth. Ask thoughtful questions instead of generic ones. When you do these things, people feel lighter, valued, and respected after interacting with you. That's the real magnetism. 4. Quiet confidence, the final form. The most powerful type of magnetism isn't loud. It's quiet. Quiet confidence says, I'm not trying to prove myself. I don't need validation to exist comfortably. I'm okay with who I am. You're welcome to join me, but I'm not desperate for it. This creates an aura people naturally lean toward. Ways to build quiet confidence. Know your strengths and use them often. Accept your weaknesses without shame. Move with deliberate, unhurried body language. Speak only when you have something meaningful to say, not to fill air. Quiet confidence is magnetic because it's rare. 5. Your identity becomes your attraction. By chapter 10, you've learned how to communicate, how to read people, how to make others feel valued, how to project confidence, how to build presence. Now the real lesson is maintaining all this without losing yourself. A true people magnet isn't pretending. They're not acting. They don't fake personality traits to win approval. They're simply self-aware, intentional, kind, confident, calm, grounded, and that combination pulls people naturally. 6. Your magnetism starts every day you choose to be better. Becoming magnetic is not a single decision. It's a lifestyle, showing up intentionally, speaking with purpose, listening with care, protecting your energy, improving your self-respect, staying consistent even when no one is watching. Day after day, these actions shape how others experience you. And before you know it, people gravitate toward you. They feel good around you. They want to talk, share, laugh, and open up to you. Not because you changed into someone else, but because you finally stepped into the best version of yourself.